Hello, and welcome to BFU Podcast with me, Mo Love. And today is a special episode, not because you're here, but because of our special guest. She is one of my favorite illusionists. She can do Gaga, Madonna, Katy Perry, Britney Spears. If she's a white girl and wear makeup, vitamin B got her.
Hey.
She is
Hey.
also congenial as can be. She was congenial to me. Y'all put your hands together for vitamin B.
Yay. And when she comes, we'll let you know. Thank you so much. Oh, it's a beautiful introduction. Because when I started drag 10 years ago, like in Houston, having celebrity illusions was like the biggest thing to do. And I feel like celebrity illusion is such a lost art form. So you even mentioning that means a lot to me. I
You,
appreciate
by
that.
far, is one of my favorite illusionists. Like, Houston has so many illusionists. I love my time in the illusion department.
Yeah. I
And yeah,
I love them all. Yeah, they're awesome. Like just like Chloe Knox and Violet Star Blue and Lana Blake when they
yes,
do illusions, it's honestly no like you can't compete where you don't compare. You know what I mean? And Roxanne, I mean,
Roxanne,
shoot,
Roxanne, Roxanne.
Roxanne, baby, you're gonna have to spend money to compete against her because that's
It's
down,
correct.
baby.
It
It
is
comes correct.
correct.
It comes correct.
It
It's
is
true.
correct.
So I
Oh
do
my
appreciate
gosh,
you
we
mentioning Celebrity
go
Illusion.
back to my very first time in drag.
This is true. I remember it, JR's, yeah.
Oh my gosh, 2020 in January before everything shut down.
I remember, yeah. I remember it. That was a
And
good time.
and I just remember going back there and I was like, I tell everybody this. I do not have a any type of case of delusional. I'm gonna or being delusional. I'm gonna keep it real, and I knew I was a mess. And
The thing
you,
was, is that I remember you didn't, like, talking to you and meeting you. There weren't that many contestants that night, but you didn't feel like you were a mess. You were confident. And that's what was, you differentiated yourself, especially like when your first time doing a big stage like that at JR's, which is like such an iconic venue.
yes,
You you weren't nervous and you were just open to everyone talking to you. And I really appreciate that. And that's why I approached you and like I gave you like I gave you a wig or two,
you gave
right?
me a wig. You gave me
I
a
did.
wig for my second number. I
I did.
still have that wig.
I did, yeah. I asked to keep it. I don't need it. Please have it. I always, because when I first started drag, I was like, a lot of people didn't give me much. Because at the time when I started, it was very competitive. It was like, I'm telling you, like, Mistress and Ruthie were still trying to get spots. And there was not a lot of cast spots. And cast spots you really had to work for. It took a lot of us, like, a year, like Blackberry and Regina, who was at the time, a lot of us had to work for our gigs. 'Cause when Hamburger Mary's became a thing at first 10, 11 years ago. So it was just kind of like everyone was working so hard, and it took a lot of us a long time to just get noticed. And at the time, like Desi's Drag Race was such a big deal. You had to do it to get noticed
Yes,
or do a pageant. And I did so many seasons of it. And just from that, just got me so recognized. And I did one number dressed as a clown, and I did applause, and that got me bookings, not just in Texas, but I went to different states with that number. It's totally different. Drag is different now. That's probably not possible now with local queens, but back when I started, it was like too cool and big of a deal. And I was nominated for Best Lip Sync Artist in Houston, and Trinity K. Bonet moved to Houston, and it was me and her and two other queens who were nominated for that award. And I got second. She won, obviously. I mean,
yeah, you know.
I was like, technically, at the time, I was the best local.
Yes.
Yes. But no, it's yeah, it's whatever. This was years ago. Years ago. But I remember that time when I first met you. I saw something in you and I think you're so talented, and I think I was truly impressed whenever you pulled out, I think it was a flute, when you did your Lizzo number.
Yeah.
Because I saw videos, I said, there's no way. But then we did it in person because I know that we were part of a cast with Roxanne.
Yep.
And
Hmm.
it was either we were booked together one weekend or we weren't. It was always switching. And I was booked you one weekend and you did Lizzo and you had your flute. I said, oh, she's just going to lip sync that flute. Baby, you played it live.
Yep. I played
I
it
lived
live.
for that. A lot of girls don't bring their actual talents with them. And you did. And I was genuinely impressed. I said, this is, I knew from the start. I wouldn't have given you a wig without, I wouldn't have not have given you shit.
And I am forever grateful. I mean, I cannot express them enough because you were, I mean, you didn't have to, but you
Yeah.
did. And you made me feel real comfortable. Like, cause when I got there, like Leilani was there, and
Yes.
I mean, she was nice and everything, but it was just like, oh my gosh, like
She's
I know who you
intimidating.
are, and I'd
She's
never even done
intimidating.
drag.
Yeah.
But I mean, she was a wonderful representation of So You Think Can Drag because she was the queen that year. But I was just like, you were just so down to earth, so chill, and you're just like, hey, come sit next to me. Like, oh my gosh, I have this, and I don't want like you take this. It's great. And I was like, thank you so much, thank you.
I, besides any controversies that are against me that just aren't true, I just genuinely just love drag and I love entertainers. And when I first started drag, I was homeless, living in my car, and drag really saved my life. So when I meet new queens after I peaked, I haven't peaked anymore since years ago. I know my place, and meeting new queens and entertainers, I just genuinely love people who are interested in the art. And I saw that you had interest, and I just love people who have genuine talent and kindness and personality. And I got that off you the minute I met you. And a lot of girls don't get the help or
It's
advice
true.
or anything. And when I first started drag, I'm gonna shout her out. Adriana LaRue. 9 years ago, I didn't wear lashes. I have a bad allergy with certain glues.
Hmm.
So Adriana was like, you have to have some kind of lashes. And she gifted me my first pair of drag lashes, and they were bottom lashes only. And that took me as far as it could. But shout out to her because she was always day one sister. And she's such an amazing queen now. She's gone so far. And when I first met her, she was doing lights. She was a light girl,
Hmm.
doing lights for all those new girls back at South Beach. And where is she now? One of the biggest queens in Houston. And I used to shout that out because kindness can take you so far, and she was there and she didn't have to. And I just appreciate everything you said because I just appreciate it, just me being in here in your space. I'm like, this is so fun. I'm like, it's a kind of a full circle moment to me.
I love it. I love it.
Well, yes. I'm McDonald's. Sorry, I'm eating. I'm hungry, bitch. I'm sorry. I didn't eat all day.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. And like I said, this is just a space, and we're just gonna
Yeah.
talk and chit chat. So, when you started drag, was the name Vitamin B like it, or was there a journey to
No.
get there? How do we get there?
I literally was at my gig earlier talking about this because someone asked me the same question. um, so I didn't have a drag name. I just went by Bryce, the Brice. My first time performing at South Beach. This was 2017.
Mm,
Performing. There was some drag race tour in town. I didn't go. I was an amateur. I didn't have money. I did. I was just wanting to drag. I had no idea that was a thing that drag race queens toured. Bob, Jinx, Acid Betty, came out of drag to South Beach and tipped all the girls. And I love Bob is my favorite queen of all time. Before, during, and after
Mine
drag.
too. Mine too.
My idol. And there's pictures on Facebook of her and I together from this night. And she said, "You're so fun. You have so much energy. I can tell you're new at drag, but you have so much to offer." And I was like, "Thank you so much. Like, you're my idol." And I cried. I FaceTime my grandma. My grandma loves her. So we talked to my grandma, and Bob was like, "What's your drag name?" I said, "I don't have one. I just go by Bryce. My first time performing. I've been practicing in my bedroom." And Bob said, "You have a lot of energy. You must take your vitamins." Ah, that's your name, Vitamin. And I said, "B, if you're nasty." He said, "Oh, because you're a bottom." So my drag name literally came from that night. Vitamin B
That
for bottom if you're nasty.
is so cool.
And a couple of years after, at Rich's Houston, they booked a couple of Root Girls every other weekend, and Bob got booked, and I talked to her. I said, "Do you remember me? Like, 3 years ago we met, and you kind of." She was like, "How could I forget?" And she was like, "You're so." So that just it just kind of made me feel validated that I kept that dragging. Because imagine if she just didn't remember.
True.
So it just made me feel good about it, and I couldn't. People have tried many times to tell me to change my name, or it's not good enough, or not book. It's like I genuinely I think my drag name from Houston easily iconic and memorable. You could hate me or like me, but you know the term vitamin B when it comes to drag in Houston.
Yes.
That's the T. I'm sorry, it's true. Imagine if my name
Very
was
much.
Imagine my name was Barbara. Whatever. No, I can't do that. I'm good. And Monet Love is actually just honestly a. I'm not gonna say the word simple, but I think Monet Love is a name that you can remember. It's so easy, and you love it. How could you not? It's like, oh, Monet Love, oh, I know her. You know what I'm saying? I think your name is
Yeah.
honestly, it rolls off the tongue. It's easy to remember, and I think it's beautiful and it matches your energy and it stands the test of time.
Thank you. Thank
It
you.
does. It's true.
So, how did you become, or actually, how did you stumble on becoming a drag entertainer?
So my senior year of high school, I was an early graduate. I was kicked out of my house, not because I was gay. It was my dad and I just didn't get along. I was in his custody. I lived in my car, and I went to my graduation with no fam, and they showed up on their own. So I was in college doing everything on my own, and I met these lesbians, and they're like, "Have you ever been to a gay bar?" I'm like, "Well, I'm not old enough to go to a bar." I'm like, "No, it's fine," because at the time you could be 18. I didn't know, and so they brought me to the bars, introduced me to people, because when you're homeless, I didn't know. I had nobody. I met a bunch of gay people. Fun fact: Lexis Chandelure was the first drag queen I ever saw in person, and
Okay.
I saw her do "Schooling Life" by Beyonce, and I always bring it up to her. I'm like, "You were always the first queen I ever saw in person." But fun fact, Chloe Knox, I knew who she was before I saw that in person. So technically, Chloe Knox was the first drag queen I ever knew before I saw Drag Race or
Chloe
anything.
Knox was the first queen I knew that I've met. Like,
Chloe Knox was an enigma to me because I knew her pictures off of social media before I knew what Drag Race was. So I knew that, and then I in person I saw Lex Chandler perform, and I was just so enthralled. And my friends were like, "Bryce, you're good at makeup. Please, you should do it. You should do it." And I was seeing how much money they made at the time. I was like, I need the money. I'm homeless. I'm in college, so I started drag because I had nothing else to lose, and I had something to offer, and it worked out for me at that point. And uh, yeah, just I did drag because it saved my life. I was no longer homeless after that, after the first few months, and yeah, honestly, that's kind of why I did it. It wasn't honestly like I didn't. It shouldn't have been how it had been for me. I wish I wasn't homeless. I wish I wasn't cooked out, and I wish I found drag in a different way. But I'm glad that I found it when I did because I feel like I would not be alive or I would have been a different person than I am now. Absolutely.
I love that.
Thank you.
It's
Thank you.
you said drag saved your life,
It did. It absolutely did. It really did.
and it
And
did.
I think this is not shade. I hope this. I think there's a lot of queens in Houston or just in general that do drag because they think they can or good at makeup and they just don't know the struggle a lot of queens had or a lot of people had coming into it and they just want to do it because they love drag. They saw Drag Race, their gender identity, which I support, I love, because I had that struggle at myself. I just hope that the coming drag generation has that I don't know. I just it just kind of they just don't have like what I went through or a lot of other girls went
They don't
through.
have
It's
a
just like
struggle. They don't have a
they
struggle.
don't know a certain struggle it was to be a queen at that time, and it's now it's like, oh, your friend has a show, you're good, you got a booking, and a lot of the girls now have the same costume, same mix, they copy the same makeup. It's to me, it's oversaturated. Although I think a lot of these queens are so talented,
They are.
and it just, I think they're so. I follow all of them, and I just they're so good at drag. They're so good at makeup. Some of them, I'm not a namer when it comes to newer queens. I'll say anyone else. But when it comes to newer queens, I'm not gonna say names. They'll figure it out for themselves. I think that some of them have figured themselves out and have found themselves when it comes to artistry, creativity, and their look. And then they have their friends
Yeah.
that look like them, talk like them, perform like them. I just really can't wait for Houston Drag to be back what it was. And it hasn't been. It's not a reach. Houston Drag is amazing. I think Houston Drag is the best drag in Texas. A lot of queens, I've talked to them and in Houston, and a lot of us feel the same way. Where it's just isn't what it used to be. It's not a bad thing, but it's lost its touch with certain stuff. And
Yeah.
uh, I not that Houston Drag is bad. Houston Drag is amazing. Like I said, it's the best drag in Texas. I just J- Jasmine Masters said it best. RuPaul's Drag Race has fucked up drag. It really it genuinely has, and I stand by it. I will stand by it. It really has fucked up drag, especially with the audience who comes to see local drag or and they encourage their
Yes.
friends to do drag and their friends shouldn't do drag and their friends are doing drag, taking opportunities from real queens who are doing real shit. You know, I'm not a yes person, I'm not a yes man or a yes woman, but I know my place, time, and setting. And some of these fags don't. And, you know, get your coin, get your check. I'm not upset nor jealous. I'm actually proud of you. But a lot of these girls the past 5 years no longer have a career because they were like, I'm okay. I don't need to do drag anymore. Right. So you wasted my time and their time and money. Great. That could have gone to somebody else. Thank you so much. My opinion. Sorry.
No, this is all about you.
Hey.
And I think it has lost a certain je ne sais quoi.
Yes.
Like Houston drag to me used to be so unique
Yes.
and just had so many different kinds of drag.
Hmm.
And I feel like So You Think Can Drag offers that
Yeah.
because a lot of those people come out and they're really putting their drag out there. But there's other people, as you said, I have a friend that's on the show, and I noticed that in the city, and I just thought like, ooh, I guess it's time because I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I think I am one of the most talented queens
I
in the
think
area.
you're. I'm gonna rephrase that. Underrated talented queens. I don't think a lot of the girls who book know that you have certain talents.
They
I don't think.
know. I mean,
You think they do?
I, I know they do because I won talent when I went to nationals
Okay.
for USFA. I
I
won talent.
You did. I saw it. I'm telling you, like I told you earlier, like I saw it in you, and a lot of girls here have talents. They just don't use it in drag, and you do. And it is, in my mind, I think it's unique, and I think that you deserve a lot more praise than you get.
Thank
Is my
you.
opinion.
I
I
mean,
genuinely
I
do.
told myself that I was like, I'm kind of a legendary queen because I started playing instruments and now everybody else is starting to play instruments. I brought out these type other things and other people start bringing out like flags and rifles and things. So I was like, I was that person. I still am that person. Like I'm still here. I'm not like, oh, I quit drag. But I did decide that I want to find my own table
Yeah,
because there's certain there's
you kind
this
of have
at
to at
some
some point. You kind of have to
exactly
find your own table. Like I'm not gonna lie. At one point, I was 4 or 5 shows a week at different venues across the city, different cities. And then I broke my leg the first time. No one, your gig is never saved. Your spot's
true.
never saved. I got replaced like that. When I was able to perform and walk again, I didn't get those gigs back. No one off. I wasn't expecting them back. I had my prime. I'm happy I had my prime. I'm grateful for it. As an outside perspective, seeing how everything's turned out, I'm glad for certain people, and I'm disappointed in more. I'm so- Uh-oh, sorry about it. It's just how it is, unfortunately. But whatever.
I mean, I will say I think I have peaked as well. I at one point I was doing 6 shows a week,
Yeah. So
but
sometimes self awareness is probably the best thing you can do for yourself because when you realize you've peaked, there's always gonna early on. Tommy Ross told me years ago. She said, "You might think you're the shit now." Well, she didn't say that word, but she said, "You might think you're the it girl now, but in the future, just know it's gonna happen again. Like you're gonna have many moments." And I took
yeah,
to heart, I've had moments after my peak that I've like during COVID. I hosted charity online drag shows like I Houston and things like that,
I
um,
did I Houston 3.
and
Thank you for the
we had
opportunity.
big sponsors like Starbucks and really big liquor companies sponsor us, and they all like we donated a lot of the money to charity, and like I didn't do it for me. I could have cared less what happened to me after. I'm like I don't care. It's not. I just want people because a lot of that was our work, that was our money, and that was my money was Dragon. I was happy that me, Rain, and anyone else, Lupe, who were a part of the production to make it happen. And like that was, to me, I've done a lot of great things in drag. Pageants, I still do pageants here and there. To
Yeah,
me, COVID drag, Houston and creating money and space and donating, that was to me my biggest highlight in my career. I was just so happy that people want to be a part of it and I got to make that space and the donations and the charity work that we got to do. I'm just happy that it worked out, and um, it's to me that was my proudest moment in drag was making sure that It went right. It went well. Everyone made money. I It wasn't for me. I could have cared less. There were some people who were like, Vitamin shouldn't host. She is the wrong person to host this. Okay, well, maybe you should come up with the idea before me and set it up, but you didn't. But I'm still inviting, even though you don't like me, I'm inviting you to still be a part of it.
Yeah.
They didn't want to be a part of it, not my problem. Sorry. But then once they found out how successful the first one was when it came to charity work and the money people made, can I please be a part of it? You did such a good job. Right.
I would say you
Of
were
course.
definitely the realist
Right.
for that because the success and I know all the behind the scenes stuff was like a lot. I
Yeah.
know there was probably a lot of stuff that you did behind the scenes and everything that you did up front. Like you really, really, really gave opportunities to Houston and Dallas because y'all did a lip sync
We
battle show
did.
as well.
We did, and we collectively did over $1,000 for Black trans community for their charity that they picked. It was whoever won. We still donated money to both, but the winner got the bigger jackpot. Which either way, everyone got money, and I was
Yeah,
really happy. And I love drag. I love our people so much. I think it is unfortunate when it comes to certain things that people say about me that are just aren't true, and the truth is out there, but no one wants to believe it. I'm fine with that. I don't address it because why do I want to bring attention to false stuff? It's not my place.
correct.
I'd rather leave my legacy, my personality, my career where I want it to be. And if someone else thinks otherwise, that's not my problem. I'm like, if that's how you want to think of me, that's fine. I know what I've done. I know what I do. I know who I am. And I'm proud of it. And I'm really proud of everyone who's been a part of it. I'm proud of what everyone has done since then. I'm not saying that anyone's career is because of me. I'm just proud that I was a part of their journey. And I'm happy that they were a part of mine. That's the whole point of being a community and being a drag queen in a queer space, especially at times where it's needed. And I find it very disappointing that to this day, a lot of people in our community are just so against each other just for cattiness and drama.
Exactly.
I think it's actually disgusting, and I think it's selfish and disturbing and disappointing. Not just based off my experience, but just seeing it outside of how everyone talks about each other. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's where's the love? Where's the compassion? Where's the determination? Where's the helpfulness? Where's the sisterhood? I don't think there's actually they're all sisters until it comes to a point. It's the same girls dance for the same people with the same talents, and then where are they for you at the end of the day? They're not going to be there. It's just it's what's up. I hear too much, but I don't say much because it's not my business. But I will say a lot of these girls just don't like each other, and that's really
They
upsetting
don't,
to
and
me.
they tolerate each other, and they trying to put up with each other.
It's so upsetting. I think it's so upsetting, to be quite honest. It is, but that's where we are now, I suppose. And that's what we have to deal with for the next few years until the next wave of twinks that want to put on a wig. Which I live for, I guess. As long as you
Yeah.
pay me to put a lash on you.
I will say though, you definitely are a queen that created opportunities. Like not just I Houston, but I will say you booked me like 4 or 5 times,
Hmm.
like
I
on shows for you.
Yeah. I A lot of the gigs I did weren't located in Montrose. I found a lot of jobs outside. No shade to the Montrose bars. They didn't pay a lot. And in my mind, from being booked at gigs outside of Houston. I'm like, why are they paying this much if my hometown wasn't paying me this much? So I found gigs that paid a lot, and I book girls. I'm like, I'm gonna pay you 75 or at least 100, 125. There's no less or no, but like this is how it's gonna be. Like I don't want you to get paid less than. If you're gonna be paying 75, you're gonna do one number. 75, one number. Not $50, four numbers. Here's 75, do three numbers. No. You're
And
gonna
then they
get
want to open a number. They want you to dance in the first
I'm like,
number.
I'm gonna come and have a good time, get some free drinks. This is how much I'm paying you. Like I'm gonna find it's outside this I just wanted people to get the experience that I got that certain places weren't giving. And I think now what I've understood the past 3 years, places and bars and venues are finally paying
Yeah,
the right amount. I wish I was still a part of that. I'm good without it. Other cities are paying me. It's whatever. But I'm really happy that bar owners and managers are realizing lucrativity when it comes to drag. Like you're making money off of us. Pay us.
exactly,
You
exactly.
wouldn't have one patron in this bar on a Sunday night, on a Monday, or a Tuesday if it weren't for us. So pay us what we're worth. Because I know how much they make. There was one bar in College Station that would pay me 15% what they sold in alcohol. So I know the bar math. I bartended, bar managed. So I know how much bars and clubs make. And I'm thinking, you're lowballing me. You're gonna pay me 50? I'm good, baby. Trust. I'll wait for the next one. Let me know when you're serious. Let me know when you're serious. $50? What? Four numbers? Doubles? Aw? Let me know when you're serious. Let me know when you're serious. Thank you. That's how I'm saying.
And I would say we also had the opportunity of we had to. There was one point we had to compete against each other for a cast spot at Barcode, and I went
Yes.
in and I was like, oh shit! I was like, Vitamin B's doing it too, and I was like looking around. I thought, like, dang! I was like, everyone else, I thought I had it in the bag, and then
But
you showed up. But I mean, we both got the spot,
we
so
both
I
got
mean,
the spot. I was about to say, I think we were on cast together. Yeah.
we were on
No,
cast together,
I
and
remember that night. I remember that night. I was actually happy you came. I remember like I'm so happy you're here. Because the other girl was like, oh, thank you. No
so
shade. No
I mean,
shade.
I was like, shit. I was like, she beat me my first night, and I think that's when we really sat down and had the heart to heart, like on the
Yeah.
patio. And I remember that day because you were like, oh my gosh, you. I remember the first day you were there, and I saw this energy, and she's like, you really start getting yourself together and costuming, and it was really a moment because a lot of people will say like, oh, I remember, when they
They
really
don't
don't
remember.
remember,
They don't know their
but
own shit. There
because
there
there'll be
there's too
some
much
people that'll
snow
say
on
they
their
remember
fucking
the first time, and I'm like,
girl.
there weren't that many people there,
There's too
and it
much
wasn't
snow
that
on
many
their
people.
nose nowadays. They don't know shit from fucking dick. Oh my god. I'm telling when I remember when a lot of these girls thought I was on coke or high as fuck on heroin. I'm like, I've never touched you or put my pinky up to my nose. It was just because I was skinny and had energy. They wanted to tell me I was on drugs. Like, wait, what the fuck you talking about? I'm clean as a whistle. But all those girls that blame me for that, guess what they're doing?
That's
Uh
exactly what
oh.
they're doing.
Uh oh. That's crazy. I live. No, I'm sorry. I live. I live for the drama and the bullshit. I do. It's sickening to me. I'm like, that's crazy. But you know what? Do you, BB? I appreciate that. They got me together real good with their false flag accusations. I live.
But
I
as
do
I
live.
said
No.
earlier, you are
Yeah.
definitely a entertainer that has many wheelhouses. Like, you are a phenomenal lip syncer. You have rhythm. You
Okay.
have rhythm.
A lot of these girls can't say that. They'll do a 1-2, but not rhythm. Trust.
And you definitely, by far, any bitch in Houston, you've always had the best eyebrows.
I've been saying that. I've been said that. Chloe Knox will
Always.
testify. Chloe Knox, in my mind, is the best makeup in Houston. She will testify. I have the best
You
eyebrows when it comes to
you
drag.
you are definitely the eyebrows of Houston.
Don't play with her. Before
Best
these girls had
eyebrows.
before the girls had tattoo brows, I had them years before. Mistress got
You,
those from me,
you
mind
were
you.
definitely doing things that the girls are trying to do now.
And some of them are succeeding, and I appreciate that. I actually love seeing them do what I do. It's kind of sickening, I bet. But you're not wrong. Fuck the tea.
You were always that girl. You were always that girl. I mean, I said that from that first time. I said that from when. I mean, because I'm telling you, when we went in to do that audition, me and you were really like, girl, we just about to fold it in. Because you went there, you did Nicki Mix, I went there Lizzo Mix,
Did
and the rest of the girls went out there and did I don't know what. And I was
a
like,
fool.
girl, why do
Not
we
gonna
go
lie.
first and second?
They were a fool, and I appreciated their time and efforts. They were the fool. Um, cause I was on cast spots with Roxanne before, and she was like, "Just come and audition anyway." I'm like, whatever. I'm gonna just do my mix that's hot right now, which is my little Nicki mix. I remember that night. I remember the
I remember
exact
the
mix.
night.
I remember the exact mix you're talking about.
Oh, I still remember it because
There's
I
a
know it was
moment
like
for
you went
life.
first.
Yeah, moment for life. Itty bitty piggy into oh fuck, did it on them. Yeah, I remember that mix. That was a good mix. That was a fun one. And then some girls took those exact songs, made them mix themselves in the same order, and I was like, okay, work.
And people will say like, oh, well, it's just taking the songs and we made the mix ourselves. It's like no, people really take time to put in their like effort into their
Yeah,
mixes. Like you have to
yeah.
calculate your time when you wanted to switch over and all that. And these people just be taking mixes like it's nothing,
And I
which is
guess, and
crazy.
some of my favorite moments in drag are when I know girls talk bad about me and then follow me, like my photos, DM me. What was that mix you made? What was that song you made? Could you send me that mix? Me being who I am, of course. Here you go. Because in my mind, I know you're a bullshitter. You talk bad about me, but yet your eyes are on me. You want my shit. No, please have it. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to bed knowing the tea, and you're going to bed sipping on it cold. That's just my problem. But that's not that's your tea, not mine. I don't mind. I know, I don't know. What, but it's I do come. A lot of the girls that do drag now. I remember when they weren't doing drag, coming up to me. I love your drag. If I was ever a drag queen, I want to be just like you. And then now they are drag queens in Houston. There's more than a handful that are doing drag who are good at it. But I'm like, oh, I did that. Oh, I did that. Oh, I did that. I love that for them because it's just like, thank you for putting on my legacy that you also talk shit about at the same time. I live for it. I don't know. I love the drama, but I'm just glad that subconsciously I'm in everyone's minds and thoughts and prayers.
Now, I will definitely say, because like I always tell people, I will always give a bitch her cookies.
Yes.
And Vitamin B, I am definitely giving your cookies your flowers because we do salute you.
Thank you. And even the girls that don't like me, I know that don't like me, I give them their flowers and cookies too because why will I deny your talent? Who am I to do that? That's such
Exactly.
bullshit. because because you don't like me and I don't like you. Imagine me saying she sucks. That's a lie. I'm not a liar. She's talented. She don't like me. Guess what? I don't like her, but she's fucking awesome at what she does. She's a good drag queen, good entertainer, and what the fuck? Imagine if I just hated her for no reason. That's dumb as hell.
Hmm.
Couldn't it be me? Couldn't it be me? I will never not. I've tipped many girls that don't like me, and they'll hold the dollar. I'm like, are you sure? Yes, bitch. Yeah, take my 20, take my 10. And I took them big bills on purpose. Yeah, here's a 5, here's a 10, here's a 20. I don't give a fuck. Are you sure? We'll give it back if you don't want it. Come on. Next girl. She don't like me either. I'll give it to her. I don't give a fuck. What? They crack me up. These girls crack me up. Girl, you would think Houston has scoliosis track with no backbone. These girls have no backbone no more. I'm dead as hell.
Well, I mean, it's because they don't have to struggle. They don't have to fight for bookings. They don't have to go out there and prove themselves. They just are handed to it, or they're expecting it, or they think they're supposed to have it. And it's like, no, you put your first time in drag, and you think that you're supposed to be getting a $300 booking. No, ma'am. Do your time, do the work, and push through.
A lot of them are still fighting just for $40. Baby, please. I'm dead as fuck. It kills me sometimes, but that's just how it is. But I live
Exactly.
for it. I live for it. It's cute, I guess.
Well, I have a few last questions for you
Okay.
before we wrap up this conversation. Again, this has been a wonderful Kiki. I've
Trust.
enjoyed it. We had a little girls skip down memory lane because we have a lot of time together, and
We
it's
have,
just
and I appreciate our time together. We always had.
always a good time.
You've always been a kid. You've always been a kid. You really have always been a kid, and I like appreciate that with you. A lot of the I wouldn't put you as like my generation of starting drag. I would put you the one right after it. And a lot of those girls don't know how to key. They get their feelings hurt too easily, and you don't. So I appreciate that. They don't have thick skin.
Oh yeah.
You have thick skin. But
Well, I
a lot
mean,
of these
a
girly
lot of the
girls,
girls that started when I started, like they were so young, and
and a
I
lot of
just
them to this day just don't have thick skin, and
true.
they want to be kumbaya, but drag has never been fully kumbaya. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, go off, friend.
All right, so I have two last questions. So my first one is, with all the knowledge of drag and entertainment and business, because you were definitely a businesswoman,
Yes.
if you could start over with all the same information, would there be anything you would do differently?
Don't trust gays that tell you that they're in charge of shows when they're not. I made that mistake because I was the room bar. It was Blackberry, Estella Blow, and some other girls, but it was Millionaires. And Blackberry and Estella entrusted me doing shows every now and then on Wednesdays with them.
Hmm.
Um, the bar hired this one guy to do entertainment, and he told me and this was after I broke my leg, so I was getting back into drag, and he told me that um, he wanted me to be back into drag on the cast. I said, well, yes, I'd love to. It got spun from him to everyone else that I was taking over and was taking over from everyone else, and it wasn't the truth, and it looked like it. And I took blame. I'm like, you know what, like that's not what I thought. It looked like it. My bad. But I would never do that to friends, and that ended a lot of business and friendships with me with those certain people. And so I just don't trust certain bar people without talking to your friends. I was too desperate to get back into drag and I said yes to the very first opportunities when I shouldn't have. And that was my bad, especially when it was people that gave me a lot of opportunities, but warranted. Fully wasn't my intention nor my fault. I was lied to and misconstrued. Um, yeah, that I would say those years. Just watch your tongue, do your research, and make sure it is what it is. I'll put my phone in
Yeah.
while we talk.
And my last question. If you could give your 18-year-old self some advice, what would you say?
If you're gonna live in your car, make sure it doesn't look like a police car from 1990s parked in a Walmart parking lot, and your front seat looks like it's a bunch of wigs and clothes, so you look like a serial killer. Don't do that. Also, don't contact family members that ask you for money when you don't have it.
Mm.
That's very, very niche, but that's my truth. That is my truth, yeah.
And where can our listeners find you?
On Instagram, you can find me at Vitamin B Queen. Vitamin spelled with MIN, not MAN, not like man, but Vitamin B Queen. On Twitter, um, for the patrons, the other Bryce with the Y, number 23, if you're interested in seeing me fuck twinks. Where else can you find me? My email, vitamинb12queen at gmail. If you have any problems or concerns, contact me. My lawyers will get back at you. Because I do have a couple of cases that are still open that I'm very excited to open up again for people who want to talk bad about me or things just aren't true without evidence. Those are cases I have still open. And don't date me, and if you do, don't break up with me, because I have three dead exes, and they all did break up with me. So there is a curse. So if you date me, I have to break up with you. Just let me know beforehand.
Well, Vitamin B, again, we salute you. We love you with
I love
all
you.
our hearts. You're definitely that queen from the beginning to the end and everything in between. Thank you for taking the time to interview with me. And
Yes.
until next time, when we dive into all things drag, lifestyle, and fun, I am Mo Love and BFU.
Mwah.